Bro.
All right, a month ago, y'all know we did a video where we exposed or finally revealed why Spirit has not been in the videos or anything like that. I dropped this video and I was reading the comments. And one thing, I'm gonna be honest, bro, it's like very sad that y'all think I would lie without physical proof. So basically, one of the things is that y'all had an issue with is that y'all said it was fake. I was trying to set them up. Y'all said all this other stuff. So the issue is that the reason why in the actual VOD, y'all seen that there was actually proof, but Gabe ended up taking a lot of it out because we didn't want the girl involved. So the reason why I'm bringing this back up is because the girl actually got hate rated. So the girl actually hit me up saying that Spirit actually gave out her number and y'all ended up hitting her up being weird. So basically he doxed her. So she's upset and that she wants to explain her side because you guys are coming at her neck saying she lied, that she set him up, that she did all this other stuff. So I just feel like we had Spirit's side. I feel like it's only fair to have her side speak up and explain what happened on her side and everything like that. So I'm gonna review the comments real quick. You guys kind of disappointed me a lot in this. Spirit got lied to. They claimed they were 19. This was clearly a trap to try to push both of your reputations. You dropping Spirit that fast because it could hurt your rep is kind of scummy, especially when you have messages and he denied the girl multiple times and the girl claimed she was 19. Of course, Spirit's gonna be pissed. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. That's one thing I don't play around. Like, I don't care if y'all saying, oh, like, it's scummy to drop somebody because of that. Bro, if you mess with innocent kids, bro, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm dropping you either way. Like, it's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's strange they have a 10-year gap. It probably is a catfish, but she was 19. It's still legal. Am I missing something? And the thing is like, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, it's legal. Like, let's say even if this was true. First of all, before I call her, even if she was 19 and he's 30 years old, even though it's legal, if you have to use the law to legitimize and like make something okay, don't y'all think it's weird either way? Kanel is doing Spirit dirty. You know, Spirit is not all there and very naive, but means well. Okay, making more excuses. It just makes me like, y'all are weird. Like, it's making me realize how some of you guys like are accepting this behavior. He's legit telling her off, and she lied about it. If he was really legit telling her off, he would have blocked her. He would have not continued replying. Bro, it was like the vibe that I got from the messages is literally like, hey, I want to catch this or I want to pursue this, but also at the same time, I'm still concerned that this may be a setup. If he was realistically not interested, he would have blocked it and never hit it up or anything like that. The only reason why he stopped talking to her is because they ended up coming to me about it. That's the only reason why, bro. You set this man up. See, like, it's just like, I don't know if you guys are some like crazy conspiracy theorists or anything, but why would I set somebody up? I don't even do prey catches. And second of all, why would I set somebody up that I actually genuinely fucked with in the videos and was actually a cool person? Doesn't really make sense. This is low-key really, really annoying on terms of y'all part, and I really am kind of a little disappointed. Not all of you guys are the same. Not all of you guys are the same, but the people that are justifying, oh, she said this, so she said that. Let's talk to her today.
So one of the key points from the people who were like trying to defend Spirit was that we were doing him dirty by airing him out, but we talked to him behind the scenes like multiple times. There were some situations where it wasn't a for sure, so we just kind of told him like, you don't need to be talking to any kids because, you know, you're on the channel. And then there was another one, it was like that we should have told him that he was being set up by the other person. Y'all watched the other video, we mentioned how a YouTuber tried to set him up for content, ruin Kanel's rep. We told him, we let him know. I told him, I was like, bro, like, there's people, they're going to try to entrap you. And he didn't listen, he didn't care.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, chat. This isn't the first time. Like, this is the first time me addressing it, but even other mods in the Discord can back up and say this is not the first time. They had to ban him from the Discord twice, bro. We made 2 Discords and they had to ban him twice. So let's go ahead and call her. Hello?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you for calling. I just felt like it wasn't fair. I got Spirit side of things and I kind of explained it. So, you know, I feel like, you know, this would be cool if you explain yourself, introduce yourself. You know, we did mention, we did talk a little bit about how Spirit did leak your number and there was people texting you and things like that. So I kind of wanted to just see where you were going with and everything like that. And so, should we just turn our cameras on or some shit, or like
Yeah.
what? Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Nice meeting you. Can you introduce who you are and everything like that, please?
Okay, so my name is Elle, and basically, like, 2 years ago, in like 2023, like, me and my friend just like decided to text Spirit because we used to like watch your videos like a while ago, and we were just like, oh, this would be funny. But like, we started it off like innocently, like, but we didn't like mean to get it like far or anything. Like, we weren't trying to set him up.
Okay. And how old were you when you first started talking?
I
Um,
was like 15.
15. How old are you now?
I'm turning 17 in like a
Okay.
week.
In a week. Okay. All right. So, so after the video dropped, what happened?
So after the video dropped, people like started texting my number and like calling me, and they were like, "Oh, you're blackmailing Kanel and stuff." And I was like, I didn't even know like the video dropped or anything, and they were like just telling me that I was blackmailing Kanel, and they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna dox you."
Okay. And then how did they get your number?
From Spirit's video, because he like linked a Google Doc and it had like pictures of me and like my phone number.
Okay, okay. So Spirit dropped your Google number or your number?
No, like he made a Google Doc with like his like side of the story. Like it had like screenshots in it, but the screenshots like had my number in it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's like
Okay. Gabe, if you got anything to say, anything you personally have.
I'm not saying anybody is in the wrong, but at first it did seem like you were just trying to be friends, nothing crazy. But my question to you is, did you all have calls and stuff? Because whenever
yeah.
we went over the messages, it looked like there was like empty space, like calls or like just missing context.
Yeah, so basically we would like call because he also had like my number and not just like Instagram. And so we'd like call like me, him, and my friend. And like also my friend's account is like clearly like fake. Like I mean, it was just like a looked up photo of someone. And then so yeah, we'd call him and that's when we told him like our real age and stuff.
Okay, and he acknowledged that and knew that you were underage and blah blah blah.
Yeah, like he kind of like tried to deny it. He was like, "Oh no, you're not. Like no, you're not. You're like messing around."
But he knew for a fact that you stated very clearly your age, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
like I said that.
And
It
this
was
was
just like
before the freak messages or after?
um
Because
it was
it
like
at the beginning you said you were 19, but like
yeah.
I knew
So
like he knows that you weren't.
yeah, so first I said that I was like 19 in the messages like in the beginning and he was still like it was like freaky or whatever. And then I said it again, like I said in the call like my real age and then he would like was still doing it after. So it was like it didn't really matter.
Why were you all messaging?
Why were we all messaging like him?
Yeah, like what was the
And I guess he's saying
intention?
the intentions to
Yeah.
first like message him in the first place.
Oh. Oh, okay. So we like watched that video. It was like where you met him at a convention or something, and we were like, "Oh, this guy is like funny." So we just like we just went in his DMs. Like I have the first things I said to him like screenshotted. Like I just said like, "Oh, hey, like you're cute," and then he was like, "No way." And then I was like, "Yeah," and then like it was just like nothing like too weird, you know. It was just like chill.
And what did he respond to that after you said that?
He was like, "Oh, when and where should we hang out?"
Okay, so once you DM'd him and he replied, did he give his number out first or did you give him your number and he texted you?
I'm pretty sure he gave me his number, but I don't really remember. I'm pretty sure I was just like, "Oh, wanna call with my friend?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure."
Okay.
It was not, yeah.
Okay. And then, yeah, so you told him you were 19. Obviously, you wasn't 19, even though you can tell you're not 19. Was that like one of the first calls you mentioned that you wasn't actually 19? You just wanted to talk to him? Or was it later on that you were like, hey, I'm 19, just to let you know before we continue?
No, so like basically this all happened in a span of like a few months. And
Okay.
so it was like in the beginning, like we didn't like talk much. Like all the messages are like a week apart or something, like once it stops. And so like we just like add him to like calls. And the first call, like I said, I was like 15 or whatever. And then after that, we'd still like talk and stuff. And then like he didn't like care after that because he thought I was like joking or something. Like nothing too crazy happened in the calls though.
Okay. Not to air out your business or anything like that, but he did screen record like the whole messages and everything like that, right? So
Yeah.
obviously there's pictures sent and things like that. Was that actually from you or was that just from Google?
So the ones with like a face are me, but the other stuff, it's like clearly just a picture from Google.
Okay.
It's like heavily edited too.
Okay.
You just sent that to like troll or?
Yeah, at first we were just trolling. Like we weren't even like thinking, like we weren't like setting him up. Like setting him up would be like doing it to like show everyone like, oh, this guy's like this.
Mm-hmm.
But like we weren't doing it like that. We were just like, oh, this guy's like funny, whatever.
Okay, but the foundation is there. He knew you were a minor and he still decided to talk to you.
Yeah, like after he started talking to us, but basically like I wasn't like doing it to get him caught, but how he got caught was because like we joined like a live, like he added me to like a live with 2 other people, and then I told them like after he left, I was like, yeah, I'm 15, and he was like, they were like, what? So then they like started like telling him and like telling everyone.
Okay, can I be a little blunt and ask you a question?
Yeah.
From what it looks like, because I mean, this was 2 years ago, so it doesn't hurt to tell the truth. From my perspective, it looks like you were just trolling him and he fell for it.
Yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't be trying to troll somebody like that. I'm sure
Yeah.
you know he's the type of person to probably fall for it. Like, I hate to say that about him, but he already had allegations before that. I think it was unnecessary to do.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to clear up our end because there was some points that we didn't make the last time we talked about it that needed to be said.
When he was recording the messages, who was the last person to like text? Did you stop texting him or did he just stop texting you?
He stopped texting me because he blocked me after. Like he was still texting me after like everyone found out, but then he like blocked me.
Once I got involved?
Yeah. He was
Okay.
like, "Oh, you ruined our friendship."
Whether you know he was wrong, you were wrong, this whole situation, I just felt like the thing that I was really concerned was the exchanging of photos. That was like my biggest like concern. So I didn't know what the context, if he
Yeah.
was requesting for it or you just sent it just to send it, and then if some of those photos were real.
None of the photos that are like weird are real. Like none of them. Like I wouldn't send him that. And then at first, like, so we had like a separate group chat with my other friend, and like we like sent that, like both of those, and then he was like asking for it after. Like I have like screenshots where he's like, "Oh, like I I want like this blah blah blah." But now I can't like go back to it because he like blocked my Instagram, and so it says like messages unavailable on all his messages.
Because it doesn't show his username.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have to say for the people that are messaging you and you know saying they're gonna dox you and all this other stuff? Because I mean, I don't know what he leaked. Obviously, I can tell people to not continue texting you, but you know, I don't talk to Spirit. You know, Spirit's the only one with your information that he's been leaking to. So I know that's pretty sure that's illegal, doxing someone, but I don't know if there's anything you wanted to say personally to the people out there. You know, some people may believe that you're lying. Some people may think you're, you know, wrong for trolling him. But what is like, what do you personally want to say to Spirit and you know to the people who did watch that video?
So I know it was like dumb what we did, like trolling him, and I take accountability for that. But also, like, I'm still like a kid and stuff, and like, I just don't want to be like texted and stuff. I get it was like messed up, but in like the end, like, both of us are in the wrong. And so, like, the only thing we can do is just like let it go.
I will try to text Spirit and let him know that what he's doing is illegal to be giving people information, personal information out, doxing and stuff like that. Like I said, I do apologize for not reaching out first and just getting your side of the story because I know I got a little bit of side of your story before I explained it, but I didn't. I should have talked to you that day. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do appreciate you guys for coming on, and I appreciate you for coming out and talking out, just clearing up your spot for all the people that you know doubted you a little bit. So you know, a lot of people who do go have weird situations like this, they kind of just keep everything under wraps. So you didn't do that. So I do appreciate that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys have a good night.
You too, man.
You too.
Okay. My mom's calling. Chat. What do you got to say about it, Mom?
I said this situation is very sticky because they did go in trying to deceive him, and when she went in, there's no proof that she actually told her real age. There's only the 19-year-old proof, right? But then on top of that, yes, children make mistakes and they like to get attention from adults and stuff like that when they're that age. And clearly she targeted Spirit because Spirit is not, he's a little gullible, naive, even at the age he is, because I don't think his IQ is there. And he was easily deceived. However, Spirit is still wrong because everyone tried to warn him. And I think with his new fame and attention, he didn't care what the attention he got it from and who he got it from, because him and those underage girls are at the same IQ level. You understand? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's very sticky because Spirit is wrong and she's wrong as well. But she's still a minor, so he's wrong for leaking any information of a minor. You know what I mean? And people going after a minor. So anyone who's going after a minor is just as much, guilty and can get in trouble because she's still underage. And yeah, underage people do stupid things all the time. So it's sticky. I wouldn't get in the middle of it, but they're aired out both of their sides and let the chat decide who they believe.
What do you got to say? What's your opinion on like 19 and 30 years old? Just your opinion. I just want to hear your opinion.
So for my opinion, of course, I was a teenager when I had you, right? So for me, I think that older people go after younger, like minors, because they're easily manipulated, taken advantage of. They wouldn't understand and look at red flags like a other 30-year-old would. So there's a reason when individuals, male or female, don't go after people who are on the same age level of maturity, because they don't want them to be mature enough so they can deceive them. And I feel like I was taken advantage a lot of times, because, being older, the big age gap. And then once I wised up, I didn't take that kind of stuff. But that's the kind of thing. They don't want someone their age so they could take advantage of. So I don't think it's right. I don't care if one's 19 and the other's 30. To me, there's too much of lack of experience by the 19-year-old to engage with the 30-year-old.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because that's what the main argument was, that she was 19 and that it's legal and stuff like that. But
it's still weird.
It's still weird. But in this case, she wasn't even 19. But if in the case she was 19, I would still say it's weird. So
it's still weird. But she went in almost targeting him because he's a little slow. You understand? So she has some guilt in this part, because if she would have tried someone who was 30, who had a 30-year-old IQ, she wouldn't have gotten away with it.
There's some 30-year-olds out.
I'm telling you, look, when you looked at some of her pictures, you were like, that ain't right. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people send you pictures, and you be like, this don't even look like a real picture. Or, her face isn't in this one. Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many text clues, even in immature conversation. When you're speaking to a, underage girl being 24. You understand? They're like, she's immature, way too immature to be the age that she says she is.
Yeah.
So the conversation would have been a red flag for you to understand that was an underage girl. But just like I say, Spirit has gotten in trouble for it before. So maybe this instant he was fooled, but there are other instances where he clearly understood the age of the girls that he was talking to.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Mom. I love you. I appreciate the wiseness and the talk.
No problem.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Chat, give me your opinions. What y'all think?